The top stories: a road fatality in Christchurch, UWI's Guild of Students threatens action against government, and Barbados advanced to the finals of the Nagico Super50 Competition. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, February 14th, 2014.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
I'm Natasha Beckles. Thanks for joining us. Yet another life has been lost on this island's roads. A fatal accident occurred this afternoon between a motorcycle and a van in Newton Road, Christchurch, in the area of the Coleridge Memorial Gardens. According to information from Inspector Victor Goodin, dead is motorcyclist Andy Moore, 36 years, of number 19 Fair Pilgrim, Christchurch. Driving the van was Sasha Reese, who didn't complain of any injuries. Please visit nationnews.com and our Facebook page for details as they come to hand. UWI's Guild of Students is threatening to take action against government for what it describes as putting the education of its student body in jeopardy.
We are most definitely considering what action we will be taking as a student body from here on in. And I just want to reassure my student body that we have not given up the fight. In fact, the fight is only just intensifying because things are only just getting started. After all, we have gone through all of the diplomatic channels. We have exhausted every option. And now we must do what we have to do to ensure that the student body of this university and that the students that I represent, my constituents, are indeed protected from persons who might do them harm and who might place their education in jeopardy and in danger.
The Guild president says the discomfort and anxiety that has been created across the campus has reached such a critical level that the Guild has no other option but to act soon.
Whatever action we take will most likely be a very strong action indeed, as is going to be required for a time at which we seem to have lost all other options available to us. The options for negotiating and everything seem to have expired at this point. And so we will simply have to explore the very limited options we have open to us as a student body to take action against the government and for our own benefit.
Still on the campus, a call is going out to former graduates to give back to the institution in whichever way they can. This comes from President of Cape's Alumni Association, Farley, who was speaking with Nation News today.
I would like to say to fellow alumni like myself that this is a time for philanthropy. In these hard economic times, it's an opportunity for us who benefited give something back to the university. So I want to encourage all alumni to attend some of the journal meetings, to come with ideas, to help us with internships, to help us with sponsorships. The university needs you now.
Mr. Farley says while he is urging more alumni to give back, it must be noted that many continue to support the institution.
Because there are alumni who are giving a lot, but they don't say, they just do it under the carpet. But then other people who approach and say, but I want to help the university, but I don't know how to do it. Because nobody's communicating. The alumni was quiet for a long time, so we are starting to get vocal again.
International organizations have been failing to get the world economy back up and going again. This is the belief of international economist Dr. Bergsten, who made the statement during an interview with Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados, Dr. Delel Worrell. Dr. Bergsten, who is the bank's first distinguished visiting fellow, says major nations need to come together in realizing how globally beneficial international institutions can be if used effectively. He added that while the World Trade Organization has been doing a great job with regional negotiations around different parts of the world, it has been failing to make an impact on international trade. Dr. Bergsten also criticized the International Monetary Fund.
I think the International Monetary Fund is still absolutely essential as the fulcrum for cooperation among all the countries in the world, and particularly the major countries, in managing the world economy. Having said that, the IMF, I think, has been quite disappointing in recent years. It has been unable to win the kind of support and leadership from its key member countries that it needs.
In Caribbean news, things will get worse before they get better. That is the word from St. Lucia's Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny Anthony, after the latest employment figures were released. The unemployment rate in St. Lucia is 24.9%, and the Prime Minister says this was to be expected. He also says government had moved to battle joblessness with initiatives like the National Incentive to Create Employment, but it needed to deal with the physical issues as a whole.
It is true that people are getting jobs. It is artificial in the sense that it is employment that is not generated by productive activity at this stage. That doesn't mean that the people who are working are not productive. They are productive in an individual sense, but I'm referring to jobs naturally created by the growth in the economy.
Next up, we have sports.
The history, the legacy, the rivalry, the passion. We versus them. West Indies versus England. 3 T20s, March 9th, 11th, and 13th at the Mecca. We versus them.
In sport, Barbados will play Trinidad and Tobago in tomorrow's final of the Nagico Super50 Cricket Competition. Barbados beat Guyana by 7 wickets in the second semi-final yesterday. Man of the match Dwayne Smith scored 61, opener Craig Brathwaite batted through the innings for his unbeaten 55, and Kenroy Williams supported with 40 not out in Barbados' 182 for 3. Earlier, Fidel Edwards took 4 wickets and effected 2 run-outs as Guyana were all out for 181. Narsingh Deonarine scored 58. Meanwhile, you can expect a full house for that match. More than half of the 6,500 tickets for the match have already been sold, and the rest were expected to be snapped up today. Hundreds lined up to purchase tickets immediately after Wednesday's semi-final when Trinidad and Tobago hammered Jamaica. First ball is 2 p.m. at the Queen's Park Oval. The West Indies under-19s were soundly beaten by the South Africans this morning in their opening match of the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Dubai. South Africa won by 94 runs, limiting the West Indies to 104 after batting first and scoring 198 for 9. The Dighton Griffith School today held their Inter-House Athletics Championships on the school's playing field in Christchurch. Set D came out on top in the fierce competition, followed by Set B, Set C, and Set A. The sports day was heavily attended, the atmosphere was lively, and police were on hand to ensure that all went according to plan. Meanwhile, students of the Grantley Adams Memorial had their day at the National Stadium. Maxwell House ran away with more than 250 points from its closest rival, Challoner House. Bayer, Crawford, and Johnson House followed. Both the Victor Ludorum, Romario Marshall, and the Victrix Ludorum, Brittany Marshall, were of Maxwell House. Sports was brought to you by We vs. Them, West Indies vs. England series. And finally, do you want to hear a crazy but true story that's enough to make your head swim? You do? That's great. What is the cost of the most expensive swimming pool in the world? Well, if you said almost $6 million Barbados dollars, then you're wrong. That's only how much it takes to maintain the San Alfonso del Mar Resort Pool in Chile. In fact, the pool costs over $3.3 billion Barbados dollars to construct, is filled with 66 million gallons of crystal clear seawater, and is the deepest pool in the world at 115 feet deep. That's it for Nation News for Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Continue to spread the love. It's never too late. Enjoy your weekend.